The Golden State Warriors have serious problems. Now before you go disliking this video, I did want to let you know what has been happening because there was Golden State Warriors Media Day and a lot of questions were asked whether Draymond Green, Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins are going to be staying with the Golden State Warriors. As you all know, these three players are actually having their contract ended by the end of this season coming up, so there is a lot of speculation whether they can actually stay. Bob Myers, the Warriors GM, was actually asked this question whether he can keep all three players, and basically what Bob Myers had to say was that it is pretty much going to be impossible to keep them three and have their contracts maxed. So this is going to be looking like a big issue, and it does seem that the way the interview was going, that Draymond Green may be the player to leave. Jordan Poole is still young, Andrew Wiggins is still young, and I think Draymond Green may be on his way out of there, not because they'd want to trade him or anything like that, but because they don't have the funds for it if they want to keep Wiggins and Jordan Poole. They're going to have to offer them max contract, and Draymond Green is the third player, so I definitely think he may be leaving next season if he wants that max contract that he's demanding. So in today's video, I thought we'd go through 5 reasons why losing Draymond Green would be an absolute blow for the Golden State Warriors. So we're going to be going through that in today's video, but before we get into it, make sure you like this video, and don't forget, if you want more Golden State Warriors content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. Guys, 98% of you are still not subscribed, so it'd mean the world if you could subscribe to the channel. But let's get into the first reason, and the first reason being that Draymond Green is a great playmaker, and it's definitely going to hurt the movement when it comes to the Golden State Warriors. As you all know, when it comes to the Golden State Warriors, you always see Draymond Green actually being kind of the main guy when it comes to playmaking. Yes, Steph can playmake, and I think he is a great passer. However, when it comes to the offense, it definitely runs through Draymond Green, which makes it easier for Steph and Klay and even Andrew Wiggins to get open off screens, off pin downs, everything of that nature. So to find someone of his position at power forward who can pass as well as him is very hard to find. There really isn't any other power forward that I would trust, running that point guardish position, especially at a power forward, besides Draymond Green. And I think that's going to play a huge impact if he actually does leave the team, because I don't really know who can replace someone like Draymond Green when it comes to his playmaking abilities. Last season, he actually averaged 7 assists per game, which was very good to see. And if you actually look at his assist percentages, which is actually an estimate of the percentage of teammate field goals a player assisted while they were on the floor, he's actually at a team high of 33%. So he's actually the highest out of any other player, even above Steph, even above Klay, Andrew Wiggins. So he's actually the highest when it comes to assists. I think his playmaking is definitely one of the reasons why I think the Golden State Warriors movement, especially on offense, is very, very good. Draymond Green is a great passer. He has great IQ when he passes as well, and I think it is going to be a huge hit if they decide to release him. So the second reason why I think getting rid of Draymond Green is a bad idea as well is that Draymond Green really does provide, great leadership and also that dog mentality. Now I think this is honestly very important. When it comes to that dog mentality, I always think in every team you need that one player that's a bit fiery, that really gets you going on defense, and Draymond Green is definitely that guy. Another perfect example of a player like this is someone like Patrick Beverley. Although Patrick Beverley isn't an all-star, I definitely see that his intensity for on defense really does help his team push forward and really gets the team going as well. And I think that's why you also saw the Timberwolves actually make the playoffs last season, even though it looked like they won the NBA championship by their celebrations. But you definitely need that player that really does lead you, especially on the defensive end, and I think Draymond Green is definitely that guy. I think Draymond Green is a very smart player as well. You've seen a lot of clips of him, really teaching the younger players, even all-stars such as Kevin Durant, how to defend, where to go for him to actually be able to pass you the ball. And I think, his leadership really does help out a lot. You also saw this last season a couple of times when Draymond Green was sitting out and it was Steph, Klay, Andrew Wiggins, and everyone was still there. They weren't performing just as of well. So I think it was hard to see that, but I think Draymond Green is very underrated. It may not show in the stats, but his leadership, his defensive intensity definitely does help out a lot, and it really does show, especially when it comes to the games they lose when he's not on the floor. So I think it's honestly important to have a player like this in your roster, and I think, giving up someone like Draymond Green, he's definitely one of the best to add that fire in the team. That's why you see Lakers also try to get Patrick Beverley to really add that defensive presence, and that's why you saw Patrick Beverley really go around the league and get signed by some of the biggest names, by the biggest teams, such as Clippers is another example, because they need someone to really really help out on that defensive end. So I think Draymond Green is definitely that guy. Even though he stands at 6'6", he moves very, very well, which is honestly fantastic. I definitely can see him guarding even point guards all the way to centers, and it really does help out that he's very quick on his feet and he's very high IQ on the defensive end. But I think he has really developed the whole team, or helped the whole team in a lot of ways that not many people may know. Yes, Steph has got shooting, so does Klay. Andrew Wiggins got the dunking, but when it comes to winning championships, defense wins championships, and that's what Draymond Green does best. So I think that's why it really does help out to have someone like him and someone of his caliber in the team, and it will only get better from here if they decide to keep him, which I think is very important. Reason number 3 is Draymond Green's great rebounding ability. I think this is very underlooked, but Draymond Green is a great rebounder, especially for the fact that he only stands at 6'6". When you look at his rebounding numbers from last season, he was actually averaging 7.4 rebounds, which is really, really good. And I think it's honestly fantastic to see what he has done on the floor. When it comes to his total rebound percentages, he actually estimated a percentage of the available rebounds a player can grab while they're on the floor around 13%, which is really high. If you look at the league average is around 7%, so he's almost double that, which is fantastic to see. But his rebounding ability definitely does help out, especially on the defensive end and offensive end, despite the fact that Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they shoot a lot of threes. And Draymond Green and also Kevon Looney, don't get me wrong, Kevon Looney's a great rebounder as well. They're there to pick up the misses if that does happen. Reason number 4, this would be an absolute blow for the Golden State Warriors, is Draymond Green's veteran experience. As you all know, you always need veterans in teams. That's why you see young teams do pretty well in the season. However, when it starts to come to playoff time, that's where you see where having veterans can really play a huge advantage. And I think having a veteran, especially for the younger big guys, Kevon Looney is still somewhat young. We also have JaMychal Green, who is somewhat still a veteran, but still kind of young. We also have, other players such as James Wiseman and all of that. So we have some still pretty young big men that can still learn a lot of things from someone like Draymond Green, who is a multiple, NBA champion. And I think it's honestly fantastic to have someone like him in the roster, because I think it is so important to have someone with veteran experience to know what it's like playing in the playoffs, know what it's like winning a championship and all of that. And to teach the bigger guys, especially, people such as James Wiseman, Kevon Looney, will definitely help them develop into something great. I've also seen time and time again where Draymond Green has helped out Andrew Wiggins at times in order to play the power forward position. There were at times, especially with some of the lineups, where Draymond Green was actually running center and then Andrew Wiggins was moved into the power forward position. I think if you got Andrew Wiggins back in the Timberwolves days, he wouldn't be able or be up to the task of being able to guard some of the best power forwards in the league. But when he plays with someone like Golden State Warriors and has the leadership and guidance from someone like Draymond Green, he definitely locks up a lot of great power forwards. And I think it is fantastic to see a player of his caliber do such great things and continue to do great things as well. So I think Draymond Green is fantastic for this roster, and he will really help them grow into something special because of that veteran experience. He can teach the younger guys and develop the new core that will be coming up once Steph and once Klay and once Draymond leaves. Reason number 5 is Draymond Green is a perfect fit for this Golden State Warriors team with the amount they are willing to pay him. So as you all know, Draymond Green's contract as of right now for the 2022-2023 season, which is coming up, he's actually going to be getting paid $25 million. Now he actually has a player option for next year, but it is rumored that Draymond Green will actually deny that player option and ask for a max contract. Now the max contract, I don't really know the exact numbers, but I do know it's around the $35 million plus range, so it is around $8 to $9 million more than what he actually, is going to be getting if he did accept his player option. Now it is hard to give that sort of money to a player, that is still somewhat going on his decline. I wouldn't say Draymond Green is actually getting worse, but when it comes to his age, he's definitely around that peak years of 32 years. He is only getting older, and especially at that power forward position, it can be very hassling on the body, very physical, and obviously as you get older, it does get harder for you to keep going at such a high level. So I'm not saying Draymond Green is declining anytime soon, because I think he's playing absolutely fantastic, but when it comes to, giving someone a contract for another 5 to 6 years, paying him $35 million plus, it is sometimes hard. However, for another player, I don't think they fit as perfect to this team as the person such as Draymond Green. Draymond Green is an absolute beast, and I think with having him on the team has really made the franchise grow, especially with Steph and Klay being able to do what they love best, which is shoot. And Draymond Green definitely takes away, that sort of hassle that they have to deal with and really opens up the offense for them. So I think it's honestly great to see what he has done, and I think it's honestly fantastic to have a player like Draymond Green around. However, when it comes to the contract issues, like I mentioned, like what Bob Myers said, it pretty much seems impossible. The reason why this seems impossible, guys, is because with everything that is going on, Andrew Wiggins is definitely going to get a max. Same with Jordan Poole and, Draymond Green as well. However, Golden State Warriors do not have the money, or probably aren't able to suffice that, and I think it is too much for them. That's pretty much going to put them all at, 25 plus, $1 million salaries, and it is too much when it comes to luxury tax, and you still have Steph and Klay to play, and for also the other roster players to pay as well. So there is a lot of, I guess financials that do come into the NBA. It is tough, but it does seem that Draymond Green can't accept a max contract if he wants to stay with the Golden State Warriors. So will Draymond Green accept a lower contract in order to stay with the Golden State Warriors? I'm very, very curious to see whether this would happen, but I think in my personal opinion, Golden State Warriors should do whatever it takes to keep someone of his caliber in this roster. I think that's super important. Draymond Green really does provide a lot for this team, and I feel like it is very overlooked on just how great he actually is. So Draymond Green, in order for him to stay, he's going to have to accept a smaller contract. I don't think Golden State Warriors can actually offer him. The max should go to Jordan Poole and Wiggins, and I think Draymond Green should, take a pay cut, but let's see what happens. So this is the last season, guys. I did want to say thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.